Welcome back, everybody. I have really done nothing here other than just wait for it to finish, and that's it. Then you get prompted with this window here. Once it is done, apparently, yep, it's running in the background as well. It's just waiting for me to set a path for it. You can change it here. Don't, there is no need. Just go ahead and click on Next. 3 billion devices run Java. Yes, most of them smartphones. Okay, so it's finishing. Come on, please. Never mind, let it just run. You can feel free to read the text below if that entertains you. Anyway, successfully installed Java SC Development Kit. Click on Next Steps to access tutorial, API documentation, etc. We are not going to do that at the moment, so go ahead and click on Close. Fantastic. Now we have a Java installed and we have a compiler installed. Guess what? Your journey has not ended in terms of setting up your environment, so we still need to do a couple of things here. One of them being is that we need to set our environment variables. And what I mean by that is the following. So if I go to C, you see it says here min GW. But nobody else on the system, well, not nobody else, but for example, Eclipse, our integrated development environment, doesn't really know where min.gw is. It has no idea of whatsoever that it is located here. Also, the path variable is not, the min.gw is not included in the path variable, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what that is here. So just go ahead and click in the bottom left corner. Go ahead and select System, and then we're going to go ahead and click on Advanced System Settings. By the way, maybe this is not the best way to actually show it. By the way, some of the people might be using Windows 7 or later versions, so this would be an easier way to do it. If you just go ahead and open up your File Explorer like this, you are here at this beginnings page. So go ahead and right click on this PC or my computer, whichever it is. Go ahead and click on Properties. Click on Advanced Settings. Down below it says Environment Variables. Go into System Variables, select one at random, press P, and you will be directed to Path. Now let's go ahead and edit it. The letters will be small here, and that can be annoying, I know. I will zoom it in for you. So let's just, come on, control. Let me just show you what is located here. Give me Notepad. Okay, so this is something that we will need to do in a moment, but I would really like to open up another Notepad. Excellent, so let's go ahead and paste it. File, page setup, print, increase a font size here. There we go, so font. Put it, yep, let's go to 22. Oh, well, let's go even further. Let's be nuts. Let's go with 28. Hopefully this is large enough for everybody to see. Even if I expand it to the end of my screen, I don't think I'll be able to fit it. Basically, this first line is what you will be missing. Hold on, I need the semicolon as well. So yours will look like this. What you need to do is Control V in order to, well, not Control V, in order to insert this. So yours will be something like this, basically. All of these things, it doesn't matter how it looks like, I don't really care. All you need to do is at the beginning just insert this line. So capital C colon backslash min.gw backslash bin semicolon. Do not touch anything else. There is no need for you to do so. And let's just close this because we're not going to need it. Do not save it. Forget about that. that is what you need to do where these very small letters are written. So at the beginning, you need to insert this line. As you can see, I have inserted it. I have copied this to Notepad so that you can all see it here. It's probably too small for you to see, but doesn't matter. I've shown you the whole text in Notepad, and I've shown you what you need to do. Once you have done that, click on OK. OK again. And you will have the option to apply it here since you've actually done some changes. Go ahead and click on it and then click on OK again. However, our journey does not end here. Now that we have done all of this, we are finally ready to open up Eclipse. Let's go ahead and click on OK here, and now it is starting it. You see it goes to 50, 60 CPU usage, and RAM is used 70%. I do believe that I've assigned like 3 gigabytes of RAM to this machine just to speed things along. Oh right, so there it is, it's running. Yep, it's running under Java. It says it's not responding, and Java also says, oh well, I'm not responding, but it actually is. So just let it run. You see it maxes out the CPU until it starts, and eventually it should drop. So it is resource intensive, and still it is at 50, 30, and now it's dropping because we're not doing anything in it. So I have the small program here, which is a default one, but let's go ahead and delete this project. I will go ahead and delete this project, you won't have it. Okay, so delete. Okay, and if you get greeted with a welcome screen, you can just close it. You see here where it says Project Explorer, and then you have this close button. Well, if you click close, you're going to close it. If you get greeted with a welcome screen where it wants to show you things around and so on and so forth, just go ahead and click on this X and close it. Kill it. Don't be nice. Now, let's go ahead and click on File in the upper left corner. Select New. I'm awesome at this. C++ project, because we want to create a C++ project. Okay. Oh, by the way, before we continue, just let me tell you that there are numerous other IDE environments. Eclipse is very popular. You also have NetBeans, which is extremely popular as well. And then you have Code Blocks, a little bit less popular as it's somewhat limited in its features. And you also have the Visual Studio from Microsoft. Now Visual Studio 2008, I do believe that it's free, so we can try it out if you like from the Microsoft website. Or you can actually, well, the 2012 you have to buy. It's great, has a lot of features, but you believe me, there's no need for you to do that now. 80% of those features you will not use. Eclipse is just fine. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it. So let's go ahead and name our project. How shall we name our project? Well, let's name it Key. Maybe not yet. To hell with it. I'll just create one particular project which I am going to use, and then we will alter it and play around with it and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and type in keylogger. We're not going to start coding the keylogger just yet. I just named the project keylogger, or I could have named it Mary Jane, or whatever I wanted to. I could have named it by some of the things I see on my table, like my cell phone, or a cup of coffee, or another cup of coffee, or the really old coffee that's behind the screen, which I need to remove one of these days. Anyway, let's go ahead. You can select an empty project if you like, but for the time being, I would just like to select Hello World C++ project. So let's go ahead and select it. And here you will be able to select a compiler. We have installed MinGW GCC. You can go ahead and click on Next if you wish. But we can also click on finish and be done with it. I'm just going to go ahead and through this one so I can show it to you. Okay, so the author, the copyright notice, hello world greeting, source. You can type in here whatever you want. Pretty sure that you all know what these options mean. They're pretty much self-explanatory. Click on next, and now you have debug and release. So what sort of a configuration would you like to have when you compile it? Is it for a release? Release means that you are ready to deploy it, and it's pretty much the final version of the product. And well, not the final version, but it's the version that you're going to use on a real system outside of your own test environment. And debug is basically just what we will be using now, mainly because we are still in the process of creation and you are using a debug. Basically the word tells you what it is. It's debugging, so it's finding these errors, these glitches, these problems in the code. You are doing all of that. The IDE is helping you out, and once all of that is done, you go into the release version and you compile it. So let's go ahead and click on finish. All done, fine and dandy. Now we need to go ahead and set some paths right here. So go into File and then go into Properties. Okay. C++ build. Go downwards. Settings, I do believe it was. No, not this one. Hold on. Run debug resource. Well, that's why I like having this notepad file, because I tend to forget these things. Path and file properties. Okay, so where is it? Paths and symbols. Could it be that it is here? No, I'm pretty sure I'm using the wrong run. Preprocessor include paths. You have to be here. You absolutely have to be here. Cannot be serious. Command line pattern includes. Keylogger properties. Let's see if it is here. There we go. So a small correction here. My bad. I went on to file. You need to go on to your project name here. It's Keylogger. Right click on it. I sincerely apologize for this. I just swapped the two. And go down into properties. And all of this will be closed. So you will have C/C++ build. Go ahead and expand that. Go into environment. Select a path here. So, yep, there we go. So path. Select, click on edit. And once again, we will have the same thing here. Let's go ahead and copy it into Notepad. So this is the file that we have here. It's large, it's tedious, it's cumbersome. You can go ahead and read through it if you wish, but this is the portion that we need. Copy. And please feel free to copy it into this file. For me, it's here in the center. I do believe it's been picked up, but you can feel free to add it pretty much at the same position as I have. So just after this, add it here. All you need to do is type in C:\min GW \bin. Remember to have a colon at the end if you're putting it at the beginning. If you're putting it in the end, have the semicolon at the beginning, so that, or if you're putting it in if you're putting it in the beginning, so like this. I don't think it's going to make a difference. Sometimes it tends to cause some problems if you don't put it in at the beginning, but no big deal there. So just put it in like this, and you will save yourselves a lot of problems. For me, it's here. It doesn't matter. If it doesn't work out for you in the beginning, try putting it in the same position as I have. But I was talking about these semicolons. So if you put it here in the beginning, you need a semicolon at the end to separate it from the rest. But if you put it in the end, like this, you need a semicolon in the beginning, and you do not need a semicolon at the end. Just keep that in mind. Do not save it. So that's all you need to do with this path variable, and then click on OK. It can be a little bit difficult to see because it's very small, so I zoomed it in Notepad. But you just go ahead and see what you can do there. I don't know, go really close to the screen and then try to do it on your own computers. I do not know why they made it so small. It can be annoying as hell, but what can you do about it? Go ahead and click on apply once you are done with that. Okay, so we need to do one more thing. Let me just see what was it. Binary phraser. Okay, so it is, this one should be in file. No. Oh man. Oh, this is embarrassing beyond belief. Let's just wait for it to start. As you can see, it happens to the best of us. I swear I will not edit this out. I'll just leave it. I don't know why. It is my sincere hope that it will make somebody laugh. And if you're super quick to follow through the tutorials and click on things yourselves, if you make the same mistake, I will die laughing on the other side. No big deal. You won't lose anything. All the settings will be saved. As you can see, it just brings you back to the same thing. No loss has occurred. But as you can see, stupid things happen to everybody. So don't worry about it. No big deal there. So let's see. This one should be in File, Properties. No property. Oh, right. So let's go ahead and select it. File, Properties. Thank you. C++ build should be in Settings. There we go. So go into C++ build, and then go into Settings, and then go into Binary Phrases. Make sure that the PE Windows Phraser is ticked. So like this, just tick it. Click on OK. That's it. I do not believe that there is anything else that we need to do. There is a hammer for building in the upper left, close to the upper left corner. You need to build everything before you can actually run it. So go ahead and click on the hammer. Wait, don't click on the hammer. You can, of course, but the quicker option is Control B. Building everything. So Control B is to build. And it says here some build output, what it has done. Internal builder is used for the build, and this is the command that it is using. The output file. Okay, so no problems there. You don't really care about this part. This is something. These sort of commands are something that you would use in Linux for quick compiles or for debugging to make sure that it's not the IDE problem, or that you don't have any problems with the IDE. You can also compile these things through the terminal, but that's irrelevant for the time being. Let's go ahead and click on Run. So there is a green play button that I'm selecting now. If I click on it, oh come on, just if this happens to you, just rebuild it. No, okay. There, what? There we go. So you just click on the green one. If you get an error message like I did, just rebuild it with a Control B a couple of times and it should be fine. This is our first program. It says Hello World. That's what the program is supposed to do. I will start explaining this and how it all works out in the follow-up tutorial. Until then, I bid you all farewell.